Hello world and welcome to this week's Geek Movie News, starting off this week with some X-Men Days of Future Past news. Now, according to some information on comicbookmovie.com, the film will be taking place in 1973, a good 11 years after the events of X-Men First Class. And some of the movie will be shot in Montreal between April and August of this year. Bryan Singer has also been speaking to Empire about some of the characters that may or may not appear in the movie. Now, I know I talked about last week the fact that it didn't look like Emma Frost was going to appear, and although Singer didn't actually confirm or deny that, he said that some of the characters that were meant to be older than the actual X-Men in First Class may not have a role in this new movie, which may mean that Moira McTaggart, played by Rose Byrne, and Emma Frost, as we said last week, played by January Jones, might not have an appearance in this new movie in anything other than flashbacks. He also stated that he's taken into account all of the X-Men movies that have come out as of this movie, so that includes First Class, both the original movies he worked on, X3 and probably Wolverine, although we just hope that not much is made of that one. He's looking at the universe, expanding it, trying to deal with the various directions that different people have taken these movies in, wrapping it all up, and basically bringing all the continuity together. Some more Marvel news this week. Firstly is that Doctor Strange, which has been long rumoured as being produced as a Marvel movie, will go into production some point after Avengers 2, so as part of Phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe development, and also that there are big plans leading up to a possible Avengers 3. Now, this is all rumour at the moment, but it will link in with another Incredible Hulk movie. Rumour is so far that at the end of Avengers 2, the Incredible Hulk will be packed off to space, very much like he was in the Planet Hulk storyline, which will then be the basis of the next Hulk movie. That will then lead into an Avengers 3, looking at the World War Hulk storyline, where he returns, obviously as a more villainous character, trying to get revenge on his Avengers teammates. If this is true, this is fantastic. These are some of the best Hulk storylines of all time. If you've not read these storylines, they are available in graphic novel form. Go out there and read them. Hell, the Planet Hulk storyline was done as an animated movie, which is fantastic. It varies slightly from the storyline in the comic books, but is amazing and is well worth getting hold of. This is exciting news, Marvel. You've got my interest. Some Sin City A Dame to Kill For casting news this week, as two people join this ensemble cast. Firstly, Stacey Keach will be playing the mob boss Wallenquist, aka the Kraut, the main villain of the entire piece. Now, you may know him from Bourne Legacy. He was also in Prison Break. And we'll be joined by the Perks of a Wallflower actress Julie Garner, who will be playing a stripper in the Joseph Gordon-Levitt segment of the movie. Two fantastic additions to what is already an amazing ensemble cast. I am getting more and more excited by the day. Some news on Disney's Damon Lindelof and Brad Bird movie project, which was called 1952 this week. Firstly, it's been renamed Tomorrowland. Now, for those who don't know, Tomorrowland was actually an attraction in the original Disney theme park, which, like Walt Disney himself, looked at the future of technology and people. Secondly, apparently George Clooney is in talks to star in the movie, which will be a sci-fi action thriller. That is all that is released at the moment to do with this film. It sounds like it could be a very interesting project. They've got some good people working on it. They've got the budget and media machine of Disney behind it. Let's hope it is a good one. Pirates of the Caribbean's Gore Verbinski will produce and direct an adaptation of 2004 graphic novel Pyongyang, based on a script by Steve Conrad of the Pursuit of Happiness fame for New Regency Entertainment. The graphic novel by Guy Delisle is about Delisle's time working and living in North Korea, and looks at the culture of North Korea behind the scenes of its communist oppressors. It sounds to me like a very interesting project. I've not read the graphic novel, but now that I know it's being made into a movie, I might just do that. World of Warcraft fans, rejoice! It looks like Legendary Pictures has finally picked a writer for the WoW movie, and that's going to be Duncan Jones, who is most famous for working on the script for Source Code. Now, he also worked on the absolutely fabulous 2009 movie Moon, and if you haven't seen that, please go and watch it on Netflix or Love Film or buy the DVD or whatever, because it's a brilliant movie starring Sam Rockwell. No news yet on whereabout in the storyline it's going to be set, if it's going to be set during the WoW storyline, during one of the earlier Warcraft games, and an in-between period. All we know is that he's going to be writing the screenplay, and that it looks like the budget's going to be around $100 million. The Raid producer Gareth Evans has promised fans of the franchise a bigger, bolder and bloodier sequel to hit our screens in 2014. This sequel picks up right at the end of the original movie, with our hero, played by Iko Uwais, having to go undercover in a Jakarta crime syndicate to keep his family safe. Now, the film is set for a 100-day shoot. Might sound like a long time, but imagine how long it actually takes to set up and film those amazing action sequences that we saw in the first movie. Finally this week, some Anchorman the Legend continues news, and that news is that Kristen Wiig will be joining the Channel 4 news team. Now, for those of you who don't know, Anchorman, possibly my favourite movie of all time, definitely my most watched movie that isn't a Star Wars movie, and I am a huge fan of Kristen Wiig. So this for me is fantastic news. I'm sure to anyone who actually likes comedy, this is fantastic news also. Now, it shouldn't come as much of a shock as it's been rumoured for quite some time, in fact since early December of last year, that Wiig was being considered. But the confirmation is fantastic, it's brilliant news, and I can't wait for this to hit the big screen. Okay guys, as always, thanks for watching. Down there is a like button, click on that, let me know you like that. Down in the description box below is a link to my Facebook, my Twitter and my Tumblr. Leave me a comment or a video response. Make sure that you share this video with everyone that you know. Favourite it if you really liked it. Subscribe to my channel. If you missed last week's Geek Movie News, there's a link just there. Pop out and watch it, catch up on what you missed. There's also a link just there to last week's Geek TV News, which will be coming in the next couple of days. So pop out, watch that, and wait for this week's to come and hit the YouTubes. Until next time, folks, as always, au revoir.